If a doctor puts even a single drop of the wrong blood into your veins, it won't save your life. Your immune system will instantly hunt it down, turning it into deadly clots that destroy your kidneys within minutes. A blood transfusion is not just refilling a fluid leak. It is a high-stakes biological war. 1. Blood type O positive. O positive blood can safely flow into the veins of 4 different blood types: O positive, A positive, B positive, and AB positive. Roughly 38% of the global population carries this type, making it the most abundant and most critical stock in any hospital blood bank. But behind that number lies a rigid defense mechanism. O positive red blood cells carry absolutely none of the special sugar molecules called antigen A and antigen B on their surface. Because the surface is bald of those sugars, the recipient's antibodies, which are specifically programmed to attack antigen A or B, simply ignore them. What makes this interesting is the word positive in its name. That label refers to the presence of a transmembrane protein called the rhesus factor, RHD, embedded firmly in the cell membrane. Because O positive cells carry this rhesus protein, they must never be introduced into the body of someone with a negative blood type. If that happens, the recipient's immune system will detect the foreign protein, produce immunoglobulin IgG antibodies, and launch a biological war that destroys those O positive cells slowly but lethally. 2. Blood type O negative. O negative blood holds an unmatched record. It can be donated to all 8 blood types that exist in the world. Only around 7% of people carry it, yet it is the last line of defense in every trauma emergency room. When someone is bleeding out from an accident and the doctor does not have 30 minutes to check their blood type, the O negative bag is the only one that gets pushed into the patient's vein. Why? At a microscopic level, O negative is a true ghost in the bloodstream. Its cell membrane is completely clean of every form of identity marker. No antigen A, no antigen B, and no rhesus protein whatsoever. When this blood enters someone else's body, the macrophages and antibodies of the recipient, acting as border patrol, find not a single foreign structure to scan. It triggers no security alarm of any kind. O negative blood slips right through, infiltrating every organ, delivering oxygen without provoking any inflammatory response. Like a stealth bomber whose surface is engineered to deflect enemy radar waves, O negative slides in and saves lives in silence. 3. Blood type A positive. Unlike O negative, which is accepted by everyone, A positive blood can only be received by 2 groups, A positive and AB positive. Carried by around 34% of the global population, this strict limitation is not without a chemical explanation. The surface of A positive red blood cells is densely covered by millions of highly specific complex carbohydrate molecules called N-acetylgalactosamine. This carbohydrate is its primary identity, paired with the rhesus positive protein. If you were to force A positive blood into the body of a patient with type O or type B blood, a biological catastrophe called agglutination would occur instantly. The plasma of O and B patients contains millions of IgM antibodies shaped like spiked Y structures, specifically engineered to lock on to N-acetylgalactosamine within seconds of entry. Those recipient antibodies clamp on to the A+ cells, binding them to each other until massive clots form, like a chain reaction pileup on a highway. This clotted blood tears through capillary walls and triggers a cascade of lethal proteins that puncture the red blood cell membranes, spilling their contents and killing the patient from the inside out. There are plenty more shocking facts still to come. Hit subscribe now and let's dive into the next one together. 4. Blood type A negative. A negative blood has slightly more flexibility. It can donate to 4 blood types: A positive, A negative, AB positive, and AB negative. With only around 6% of the world population carrying it, this blood type bears the N-acetylgalactosamine carbohydrate, antigen A, but has genetically lost the code to build rhesus protein on its cell membrane. That absence of rhesus protein is precisely what makes it valuable for A and AB recipients who are rhesus negative. This is where the iron law of blood transfusion applies. The direction of rhesus donation is a one-way street. Negative blood can enter a positive body, but positive blood is strictly forbidden from entering a negative body. People with a negative rhesus factor do not naturally carry rhesus-killing antibodies from birth. They must first be exposed. If A negative is given to a positive recipient, no foreign protein triggers the alarm. The B-cell memory of the recipient's immune system is left undisturbed, ensuring smooth oxygen circulation with no systemic inflammatory response. 5. Blood type B positive. B positive blood limits itself to only two recipients, B positive and AB positive. Found in around 9% of the global population, this blood type carries no N-acetylgalactosamine at all. Instead, its surface is coated by an entirely different type of sugar molecule called galactose. That single difference in sugar structure is the absolute dividing line between life and death on the operating table. The plasma of A and O individuals naturally carry anti-B antibodies circulating freely from as early as 6 months of age. These antibodies act like heat-seeking missiles that lock on exclusively to galactose structures. When B-positive blood enters the wrong territory, those antibodies do not merely bind to it, they also send a powerful biochemical signal to white blood cell macrophages, summoning them to literally engulf the donor red blood cells alive through a process called phagocytosis. The kidneys are then forced to filter enormous quantities of destroyed cells all at once, which frequently results in acute kidney failure. 6. Blood type B negative. B negative blood can be shared with 4 blood types: B positive, B negative, AB positive, and AB negative. This is one of the rarest blood types on Earth, found in only around 2% of the global population. Because it carries only galactose molecules with no rhesus protein, it is highly sought after for trauma patients with type B negative blood. There is a terrifying phenomenon called sensitization that makes this rare blood critically important. If a B negative patient mistakenly receives B positive blood during their first transfusion, they may not die immediately. The body simply begins to learn to recognize the rhesus protein and quietly produces large-scale killer antibodies in the background. But if the same mistake happens during a future second transfusion, those already trained antibodies will immediately trigger a massive hemolytic transfusion reaction. Red blood cell membranes will rupture simultaneously, spilling toxic hemoglobin directly into the plasma, sending the body into a state of shock that is nearly impossible to reverse. That is why B negative blood is so tightly guarded in blood banks. 7. AB positive blood. AB positive blood is the greatest paradox in circulatory biology. It can only donate to one single blood type, AB positive itself. With a prevalence of around 3% worldwide, it is the least useful donor type in a mass emergency. Yet, ironically, it is the luckiest recipient type on the face of the Earth. The surface of AB-positive red blood cells is extraordinarily crowded. It carries everything: sugar A, sugar B, and the rhesus protein all at once. Because it genetically produces all of these identity markers from before birth, the thymus gland has already eliminated every T immune cell that might attack A, B, or rhesus. This means AB-positive individuals carry no rejecting antibodies in their plasma at all. You could introduce blood from any of the 8 blood types into their body, and their immune system would recognize every single one as family. But in reverse, if that identity-dense AB-positive blood is injected into anyone else, it simultaneously triggers every security alarm in the recipient's immune system, all at once. 8. AB negative. AB negative blood can only enter 2 bloodstreams, AB plus and AB negative. This is the rarest blood type in the world, carried by less than 1% of the global population. Despite its extreme rarity, hospitals actually search for it very rarely. AB negative red blood cells carry a heavy load of antigen A and antigen B, both of which are highly immunogenic, meaning these 2 sugars provoke an immune response that is extremely brutal, extremely rapid, and lethal in 99% of other humans who do not carry the exact same blood type. The absence of rhesus protein on this blood does absolutely nothing to reduce its fatality rate when given to a type O or type A recipient. Because red blood cells expire outside the body after a maximum of 42 days, keeping a stock of AB negative in a hospital refrigerator is a logistical nightmare and a statistical improbability, extraordinarily difficult to source. Yet when it is available, almost no one can use it, except a tiny fraction of people whose genetics are equally trapped in that sub 1% margin. The more complete a blood cell's identity, the more aggressively it is rejected by everyone else. Conversely, a blood cell with an empty identity, carrying no markers at all, becomes the universal hero, accepted by anyone, precisely because it successfully deceives the recipient's immune system.